Welcome to Listen and Learn English. Do you want to speak English more naturally and confidently? You don't need hours of study or native speakers around you. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to practice English every single day in a way that's simple, effective, and fits into your busy life. Even if you're shy or don't live in an English-speaking country, you can still make progress every day. But here's the catch. This isn't just about studying vocabulary and grammar. It's about living with English, making it a part of your life in ways you probably never thought of. Whether you're walking to the store, making your morning coffee, or even scrolling through your phone, you can be improving your English. By the end of this video, you'll have some powerful new habits that'll boost your confidence and fluency without overwhelming you. So, grab your headphones, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into a method that will change the way you learn English. Hey everyone, Anna here, and today, I'm going to share something simple yet powerful with you, how you can practice English every single day. Trust me, you don't have to be locked in a classroom for hours or move to an English-speaking country to speak well. All you need are small, smart steps that fit seamlessly into your daily routine. And I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's start with a concept that's so effective but often overlooked: shadowing. So, what's shadowing? Imagine you're listening to someone speak in English. Maybe it's me, or it could be a podcast, or even a video you enjoy. Now, instead of just listening, you repeat every single word right after the person says it, trying to match their speed, rhythm, and tone. Sounds simple, right? But here's the trick. This technique improves both your speaking and listening skills at the same time. It's like training your brain and your mouth to speak English more naturally, just like an echo. Why is shadowing so effective? You might wonder why this technique works so well. Well, it's because language learning isn't just about memorizing words or rules. It's about getting used to the sound and flow of the language. When you shadow, your brain becomes more familiar with how English should sound, feel, and flow. Think of it like learning an instrument. At first, you're not going to play perfectly, but with consistent practice, you start to improve. And that's exactly what shadowing does for your speaking. You're training your brain to recognize English sounds, helping you pronounce words more clearly and naturally. Over time, you'll notice that your speaking becomes smoother, and you'll find it easier to speak without translating everything in your head. Shadowing is all about practice, not perfection. Now, I'll admit, at first it can feel a bit weird. You might not catch every word, and that's perfectly fine. Shadowing isn't about understanding every single word. It's about getting comfortable with how English sounds, how it flows, and how it feels in your mouth. Do this for just 5 minutes a day, and you'll notice big changes in how clearly and naturally you speak English. Tip 1. Listen to English. Every day, the first step to getting better at speaking English is actually listening. You can't improve without hearing the language constantly. And no, you don't need to understand everything. Even if you only catch 50% of what you hear, you're still benefiting. This is how we get used to the rhythm and sound of the language. Listening helps you develop a natural ear for English. The more you listen, the more you will start to recognize patterns, tones, and common phrases that native speakers use. The key here is consistency. You don't need to study English for hours every day. But if you make it a habit to listen to English regularly, you'll see results. How to start listening podcasts. Listen to podcasts like this one while you're commuting, cooking, or exercising. There are countless podcasts dedicated to English learners at various levels. YouTube videos. There are so many English learning channels on YouTube that focus on conversation practice, pronunciation tips, and real-life scenarios. The best part: you can pause and rewind if you need to. Music. Try listening to English songs. Even if you don't understand the lyrics right away, music will help you get familiar with the rhythm and flow of the language. Audiobooks. Listening to audiobooks is another excellent way to immerse yourself in English. Choose stories or topics you enjoy, and let the words wash over you. Make English your background soundtrack. I encourage you to make English your background soundtrack. This means having English playing in the background while you do other things: cleaning, walking, or even relaxing. The key is to let the language become a normal part of your environment. Over time, your brain will begin processing English passively, and that will improve your listening and speaking abilities without you even realizing it. Tip 2. Shadow what you hear now that you're listening. It's time to speak. Don't just let the English flow into your ears. Make sure it comes out of your mouth too. Shadow what you hear. Repeating sentences is not just about mimicking. It's about strengthening your speaking muscles. You'll feel more confident, and you'll start speaking faster and more clearly. And remember, perfection is not the goal. Practice is. Why shadowing makes a difference. When you shadow, you're not just repeating words, you're engaging with them. You're actively practicing your speaking skills. This builds muscle memory, which is essential for speaking fluidly. It's like when you work out at the gym. The more you lift weights, the stronger your muscles become. Similarly, the more you speak English by shadowing, the stronger your ability to speak naturally becomes. Also, shadowing helps you build confidence. When you hear a sentence in English and immediately repeat it, you'll notice your speech becomes smoother. Even if you make mistakes, that's okay. The goal is to practice, not to be perfect. By doing this consistently, you'll notice your speaking speed improves, and you'll start to feel more comfortable when speaking in real conversations. How to shadow effectively. Start with short sentences. Begin with simple sentences or phrases. For example, when listening to a podcast or video, pause after each sentence and repeat it out loud. Focus on tone and rhythm. Don't just repeat words. Try to match the speaker's tone, speed, and rhythm. This is one of the most effective ways to sound more natural. Repeat often. Don't be afraid to repeat the same sentence several times. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Track your progress. It's always motivating to look back and realize how far you've come. Keep a record of the sentences or phrases you've mastered, and celebrate your improvements. By following these steps, listening every day, and shadowing what you hear, you'll be well on your way to speaking English more confidently and naturally. Remember, small daily habits lead to big changes, and the more you make English a part of your everyday life, the easier it will be to speak fluently. Stay tuned for more tips in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into practical ways to incorporate English into your life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode. Tip 3. Think in English. One of the most significant shifts in your language learning journey will happen when you start thinking in English. This might sound a bit strange, especially if you're used to thinking in your native language. But trust me, it's a game changer. The main problem with translating in your head is that it takes time, and translation can slow you down. In a real conversation, every second counts, and waiting for a translation will prevent you from speaking naturally. To start thinking in English, there's no need for drastic changes. Begin small. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, don't think about the day in your native language. Instead, try thinking simple thoughts in English, such as, I'm tired, I need coffee, or it's a nice day outside. These might feel awkward at first, but as you get used to thinking in English, these small sentences will start to feel more natural. The beauty of this approach is that it helps to break the habit of translating everything in your mind before speaking. The more you practice, the more your brain will start to make direct connections to English. Without the need for translation, you'll become quicker, more confident, and more fluent, because your thoughts will flow naturally in English. At first, it may be challenging to switch your thoughts from your native language to English, but it's worth pushing through. You might even find that your brain is naturally beginning to respond in English, and before you know it, your internal monologue will be in English all the time. Thinking in English goes beyond just the early moments of your day. Whether you're walking, eating, or even watching TV, practice translating those experiences into English. For example, when you're out for a walk, think, the sky is blue today. Or when you're eating lunch, think, this salad is really fresh. By doing this, you are immersing yourself in English and continuously practicing throughout the day, without even realizing it. In time, this becomes a natural process. You won't have to pause to think about the words, the grammar, or how to phrase something. English will just come to you, and your fluency will significantly improve. This process also builds confidence. The more you think in English, the more comfortable you'll feel using it in real-life situations. When you're able to think and respond in English without hesitation, you'll be able to engage in conversations more fluidly, and you won't feel as pressured to find the right words. Thinking in English might feel awkward initially, but don't let that stop you. Start small, incorporate it into your daily routine, and you'll begin to notice significant improvements in your fluency. Just keep practicing, and it'll soon become second nature. Tip 4. Read aloud. Reading aloud is another fantastic method to improve your speaking skills. But it's more than just reading words off a page. This practice works as a powerful exercise for your speaking muscles, helping you gain better control over your pronunciation, fluency, and overall confidence. The key to improving your English through reading aloud is consistency and intentional practice. When you read silently, your mind can wander. You may understand the text, but you're not actively engaging your speaking muscles. By reading aloud, you force your mouth and brain to work together in a more direct way. It's like hitting the gym for your speaking skills. Repetition is key, and every time you do it, you get stronger. If you want to start incorporating this into your daily routine, begin with texts that are appropriate for your level. This could be as simple as a children's book, a blog post, or even a transcript of a podcast for beginners. Short sentences or stories work best. As you get more comfortable, challenge yourself with more complex material, The goal is to get used to the flow of words and sentences in English while simultaneously working on pronunciation. Start slowly and focus on enunciating each word clearly. Don't rush the process. Once you feel comfortable with the pace, try reading faster while maintaining clarity. This is where your speaking fluency will improve. By speeding up, you're training your brain to process English in real time, making it easier to speak naturally in conversations. One of the great benefits of reading aloud is the ability to focus on intonation and expression. In spoken English, the way you say something is just as important as the words themselves. English has a specific rhythm and tone, and by reading aloud, you can start to match that rhythm. It's like an actor practicing their lines, learning to speak with the right emotional tone, pacing, and emphasis. Another powerful technique is to read aloud with emotion and expression. Don't just read the words flatly, bring them to life. Imagine that you're performing on stage or speaking to an audience. This doesn't just help with pronunciation, but it also helps you understand the musicality of English, the ups and downs of speech, the pauses, and the inflections. In addition to helping with fluency, reading aloud also enhances your confidence. It allows you to hear yourself speaking, which can be incredibly motivating. If you can read aloud confidently, then you can engage in conversation with others more easily. Plus, as you hear your own voice, you'll be able to identify areas where you need to improve, which will help you grow as a speaker. If you're looking for even more ways to improve your pronunciation, consider recording yourself while reading aloud. Then, listen to the recording to evaluate how you sound. Pay attention to your tone, pronunciation, and pacing, and look for areas where you can improve. This feedback loop helps you become more aware of your strengths and weaknesses, and it gives you the opportunity to fine-tune your skills. Reading aloud is also a great way to internalize vocabulary and grammar. The more you speak the words you're reading, the better you'll remember them. This helps with retention, and it ensures that new words and phrases are cemented in your long-term memory. Instead of just seeing words on a page, you're actively using them, which is a much more effective way of learning. Finally, make reading aloud a regular part of your daily routine. It doesn't have to be long, just 5 to 10 minutes every day will make a huge difference over time. Try to find a quiet place where you can focus and commit to reading aloud consistently. Whether it's a book, an article, or even your favorite movie script, this practice will gradually improve your fluency and speaking confidence. Reading aloud is a tool you can use to practice speaking every day. By making it a habit, you'll improve your fluency, pronunciation, and confidence. This simple technique helps you practice everything from basic sentence structure to complex vocabulary, all while honing your speaking skills in a natural, enjoyable way. Keep practicing, and you'll start noticing significant improvements in how you speak and understand English. Tip 5. Use English in your everyday life. When it comes to learning a new language, one of the most effective strategies is to live with the language. It's not just about sitting in a classroom or studying for 30 minutes each day. It's about integrating English into your daily routine. By making English a part of your everyday life, you can practice it naturally without feeling like you're studying. It becomes a part of your world, and over time, it will feel more like second nature. Imagine you're going about your day, doing your usual tasks, whether it's cooking, shopping, or commuting. You don't have to dedicate an hour to studying English each time. Instead, Try to turn these simple tasks into opportunities to practice. One easy way to do this is by incorporating English into the technology you use every day. Here's a small hack that works. Wonders change the language settings on your phone to English. Once you make this switch, you'll see English pop up in every notification, setting, and app you use. Words like settings, delete, update, and notifications will become part of your daily vocabulary. These are simple, everyday words, but the repetition will make them second nature. You'll internalize these words without even thinking about them, which is an excellent example of passive learning. Passive learning is when you're exposed to the language without actively studying it. And over time, this helps you become more familiar with the language. The best part is, you're learning while going about your normal routine, making it a seamless and effortless process. Another small but powerful habit you can develop is to set your social media accounts to English. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, most social media platforms allow you to change your language preferences. By doing this, you'll start seeing posts, captions, and even ads in English. You'll find that the more you're surrounded by the language, the easier it becomes to understand. And before long, you'll start using English more comfortably in your interactions. Bonus tips for staying consistent. Learning a language takes consistency. The more you practice every day, the more your skills will improve. And you don't always have to take big steps. Small habits can have a huge impact. Here are some extra tips that will help you stay consistent in your learning journey. Write a short diary. Writing is a fantastic way to practice English and organize your thoughts in the language. At the end of each day, take just a few minutes to write a short diary entry in English. You don't need to write long essays or overcomplicate it. Just a few sentences about your day will suffice. For example, you could write, "I worked today, and it was a productive day." "I went for a walk in the park, and it was sunny." These sentences might seem simple, but this practice helps you get comfortable with forming sentences and using vocabulary in real-life contexts. Over time, you'll notice that writing in English feels more natural, and your vocabulary will grow as well. It's a great habit to establish, and it doesn't take more than a few minutes each day. Record a voice message. Another brilliant habit you can build is recording a quick voice message every day. This tip is one of my favorites because it's easy and incredibly effective. You don't need a fancy recording device, just use your phone. Spend a minute or two talking about your day, your plans, or how you're feeling, all in English. For example, "Today I had a busy day at work. I'm looking forward to relaxing tomorrow." "I'm excited to go for a run in the park this evening." Talking to yourself in English helps you practice your speaking skills and improves your fluency. And when you listen back to the recording, you can evaluate how well you're pronouncing words, your sentence structure, and even the speed of your speech. If you make any mistakes, don't worry about it. The goal is to learn from them and improve. This daily habit will significantly boost your speaking confidence over time. Join online English groups if you're not living in an English-speaking country. Don't worry, you don't need to be surrounded by native speakers to practice. There are plenty of online English groups where you can chat with other learners. Platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, or Telegram have countless communities where learners from all over the world connect and practice English together. These groups give you the opportunity to write, speak, and even listen to others. Engaging with these communities will help you get used to real-life conversations in English. Additionally, you can participate in language exchange programs through apps like Tandem or HelloTalk. These platforms allow you to connect with native speakers who want to learn your language, and you can practice with them in exchange for helping them with your native language. It's a win-win. By engaging with others in English, you stop thinking of it as a subject you're studying in a classroom. Instead, English becomes a way of communicating and connecting with people from around the world. It feels less like work and more like an organic part of your daily life. The key to fluency in English doesn't lie in hours of study or finding a perfect teacher. It lies in consistency and in turning English into something you use every day. Incorporating small habits like thinking in English, speaking to yourself, and reading aloud will add up over time and make a huge difference in your speaking and comprehension skills. When you start thinking in English, speaking in English, and even dreaming in English, you'll feel more connected to the language. You'll stop viewing English as something you have to study and start seeing it as an essential part of your life. And before you know it, you'll be speaking more confidently and naturally without even realizing how much progress you've made. Keep in mind that learning a language is a journey, and it's about making English a consistent part of your daily routine. The more exposure you get to the language in a natural, engaging way, the easier it becomes. So, start small and build up your habits day by day. With time, you'll feel more comfortable and fluent in English, and you'll be able to use it effortlessly in real-life situations. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. And every small step you take towards incorporating English into your life will bring you closer to fluency. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and celebrate your progress along the way.